Good Sunday morning, everybody. This is Gen X Speaks. It is Sunday, June 7th, 2026. D-Day, the 82nd anniversary of the Normandy invasion, World War II, against the Nazis, known as D-Day, was yesterday, June 6th. And there were two speeches by Americans, one the Vice President of the United States, the other the Secretary of Defense of the Secretary of War of the United States, in Europe, that completely outline how dangerous U.S. conservatism has become to the world and to democracy and to just humanity in general. You have the Vice President of the United States making comments about how Henry Novak, the teen who was recently unalived in England, which has caused quite a bit of controversy there over immigration. And the Vice President of the United States took that as an advantage to then stoke the flames of that immigration discussion, and then basically belittle them for a breakdown in society, which is ludicrous because they have absolutely no right to talk about breakdown in society. You want to talk about one stabbing that took place every other day. There are, just yesterday in Toledo, how many people were unalived, or how many people were pew-pewed, because I don't want to use these words on the childish TikTok, because of a pew-pewer there. And you want to talk about the breakdown of society in European? Are you fucking kidding? Look at this country. It has not stopped. Just because Donald Trump became president and J.D. Vance is vice president, it has not stopped. In fact, it just continues on getting worse. Then you have, so there's that. First of all, a shameful speech given by a vice president of the United States. And then you have the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, giving a D-Day speech, basically using that moment to, again, tackle immigration and the right-wing conservative views, far-right conservative views on immigration, and how he said basically there are ideologies that are invading Europe. Yeah, his ideology is invading Europe. His fucked up ideology is invading Europe, and that they need to be worried about the invasion of the immigrants. No, they need to be worried about the invasion of Russia, you dipshit, that we are no longer helping to quell because of people like him and Trump and J.D. Vance. Just embarrassing, just totally embarrassing the United States. These goddamn right-wing, far-right conservatives are embarrassing our nation on our 250th anniversary. World Cup is this year. The world's largest sporting event is here this year. Here, Canada and Mexico. And in the United States, it's an embarrassment. People aren't coming. Hotel rooms are sitting empty that should have been, that were booked. People have revoked their tickets and their hotel rooms. They're taking it all away from the American economy because exactly of these far-right Christian nationalist, white supremacist assholes who are in charge of the United States right now. And when you go to vote, everyone needs to consider that problem. You need to stop thinking about, oh, well, the stock market's doing great, and think about how they're destroying what America is and trying to replace it with a fascist regime. Because it's exactly what they're doing. I can't help you open your eyes to it anymore. I mean, it's right there in plain sight for you to see if you don't believe me. But this is what the American right wing is doing. And the funny thing is, even the GOP is recognizing it now. They're starting to push back in Congress because they realize Donald Trump isn't going to be here forever. And he's the only thing that hinges this regime together. He's the cult icon that these people stand for, that they come out and vote for. Without him, and whether it's because he's out of office or whether it's because he becomes unalived of his own accord, before then, he's not going to be there forever. And then what will they have? And frankly, the Democrats need to do the same. They need to stop setting themselves up to lose. There is a ridiculous poll. I don't know who gave this poll or who the hell they polled for this, but apparently they're saying 75% of Democrats want a center-right candidate or a center candidate or whatever, which is absolutely not in line with anything I have seen on social media or in person talking to people on the left or Democrats or people who would vote Democrat anyway. Absolutely not true. 75%. That's an insane number. The Democrats have to get both the House and Senate in 26. I can't stress that enough. It's not enough to get the House. It's fine if you get the House, but you'll still be stifled by a Republican Senate. Unless you get both houses, you're still impotent. I mean, it might hang some more stuff up, but for the most part, if you want to make any forward progress against the Trump administration, you need to have both houses. So stop shooting yourselves in the foot, Democrats. Understand what your constituents want and then give it to them. We don't want centrists. We need people who will bring the pendulum a little bit to the center because it's so far right now. I know looking at this would be your right. That you need to bring it left to get it to center, to get back to normalcy, which we may never be able to get in this country again. I don't know. But you're not even trying. Anyway, my time is running short. I'd say that's enough of a tirade, but I want Americans to understand on our 250th anniversary year that we are being overrun by far-right fascism, anti-democratic, autocratic regime. Vote it out. That's all I can say. You have a good day.